Hello and welcome to Panther Live. I'm Isaac Rodriguez, and here with me I have the track and field head coach, Christopher Zepeda. Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing great.
This weekend you guys went up against NPC and NPC's Open tournament for track and field. How did that go?
It was good. I felt like it was a good progression in our competition level. We had just competed against De Anza College, our kind of main conference rival, but with the NPC Open we got to see basically every school at our conference in addition to some other schools from the region, and kind of give our kids a little eye-opener as to what they could expect beyond just competing against the Dons of De Anza. What we found is on the men's side that there's quite a few programs that are pretty well balanced, and it's kind of not a gimme situation on the men's side. On the women's side we have a really good women's team, and we've talked about it quite a few times, but what we need is just good weekly practice, and I think they're going to kind of come into their own, but they're definitely a little bit ahead of the curve in regards to, in comparison to the men.
What are some differences you see between the first tournament with De Anza and now with NPC's Open tournament?
Like I said, we're looking to just get a little bit better every single week, make sure that we're staying healthy. That way the training's there, kids are learning to get to bed a little bit earlier, take care of their bodies a little bit better, go to the athletic training room, but then also those choices reflect in the competition that there's some improvement, obviously given the weather's good enough or the conditions are right enough. I saw some really good improvements in regards to the mental side of competition, stepping up against new competitors, not necessarily worrying about what name's on a uniform or anything like that, but just knowing that they're prepared and trying to do their best when the gun goes off or they get their attempt. I was actually really happy with that.
Through these two events, what are some big highlights that you've seen with your both men and women players?
Well, I'm really excited on the men's and women's throw side. It's probably the first year where I feel like we've got some good depth as well as a lot of potential. We got some really good kids in Wyatt Connor and Thomas Byland and Manuel Gallardo and Bo Winslow. And on the women's side, although we're not a very big squad, Idalis Romero and Tyshell Johnson really provide us a good 1-2 punch in that area. Where they're going to be multi-contributors in a couple events. In the running events, traditionally Hartnell's been pretty strong in the distance races, and that's an area that I specifically coach, and so my expectation level tends to be a little bit high on that side from those athletes, but they do welcome that challenge, and they know what their roles are come the conference time, as well as what we're trying to do for them individually. We're starting to see some good performances in the other events, the jumps, the vertical, horizontal, pole vault, high jump from Jack Fling, triple jump pole vault from Vanessa Vanderleep, as well as Haley Romero, our top returner, who was an All-American in the long jump, is starting off #1 in the region in the hurdles. So just really encouraging to see a good balanced program, and I really contribute that a lot to the recruiting efforts of my assistant coaches this last year, reaching out to some kids, and then our returners coming back for their second year.
Definitely. Now the team's in a place where it has a bit of a break until the next event. So what is some things you're instilling into practice to keep them going and getting better as preparing for that event?
Well, what we're hoping is, that they're happy with the performances for the most part right now, but knowing that it is the very beginning. In college, we're starting competition an hour or a month earlier than they're used to. Most high schools are just starting to get out to practice regularly right now, whereas we're already putting on a uniform, which is a little bit different situation for them. So they're learning that the preparation portion of track and field is very important at our level. You're going right into competition a lot quicker. It's nice to feel like you've done some good work beforehand. In the 2 weeks now, until we go again, we're really impressing upon just attendance at practice, knowing what they need to work on, consistency, proper effort, not trying to play catch up too fast, or feeling like they got to step on the gas or anything like that, but that they actually just learned consistency on a weekly basis. And we did. We have a couple little bumps and bruises, things like that, and that's why we purposely took a weekend off, where some teams might compete this weekend, but we feel we'll be in a better situation when we compete on March 3rd.
Heading into that March 3rd event, as a coach, where do you stand on trying to set up their mentality to keep that consistency with each players and their events?
Well, we want them to look forward to every competition as an opportunity to challenge themselves, to see what they've learned in the interim. We have long-term goals of either having every athlete contribute to a conference championship, advancing beyond the conference championship to a regional qualifier, maybe making it to a regional final if it only made it to the regional trial last year. And those that made the regional final last year, that they can take that next step before they graduate from Hartnell and maybe represent us at the state championship. So we kind of push them to kind of always think one step ahead. And so right now, as we get ready for the third, is we're trying to use Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as let's think about next week and how are we better prepared for that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Coach, for your time.
Yes.
We appreciate it so much. To keep up more with the action and all these interviews and live action coverage, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we follow the track and field and all the other sports of Hartnell Panthers.
Panthers are we, champions are be.
Go Panthers.